Hi, my name is Cynthia. Thanks for stopping by. This is really impromptu, so forgive me if I'm awkward. I'm still in my work clothes and everything, but uh, I have been thinking recently about the shift going on in the universe and how I can actually feel it. And I also recently learned how to read the Akashic Records. So I have procrastinated about it because I was trying to gain confidence in myself. But today I watched a tarot reading by somebody who's inspired me a lot. She's the hedge witch. She does tarot reading and she's just freaking amazing. And she actually brought up the Akashic Records. And I was so happy to hear that because you don't hear that a lot. And so the idea that I had been having was, you hear the awakening. And I was thinking, I'm going through my own awakening. There's some days that I am like, what the freak is going on? And now the eclipse is coming and the new moon, and you hear all about that, and it's a portal, and an opportunity to really shift timelines, right? So I had been thinking about doing a channel for a long time, but I really don't like being in front of a camera. So that was my procrastination. So I listened to the Hedwig, and she was talking about, the Akashic Records, and she really inspired me that even in my work clothes, my face is greasy, whatever, and I'm like, I got to do this now. I got to do it now while I'm inspired, and I still want to do this. If I overthink it, I'm not going to do it. So the idea was to actually have people witness my own awakening because things happen every single day, right? And I should have done this a long time ago where people could actually start to see the difference. But it's not too late. And I figured better now than ever. So a little about me. I have always been into metaphysical things my whole life. I grew up in New York, and um, I come from a cultural background where there's a lot of spirituality, and I had a sister I have a sister, not had, who actually had special gifts, and she turned them off because she didn't want it. And so there was a lot going on as a child for me, and a lot that I did not understand. But I had awareness to the point that I knew something strange was going on. Well, as I grew up, that led into my interests in just different things. Like I always was like collecting rocks. I would keep them in my hand and put them in my pocket, and I could feel them get warm, and I was always amazed by that. I didn't quite understand when I was small that they actually carry energy, right? Why else are they getting warm? People don't understand about crystals and how they can heal, right? But it's actually true. So I collect crystals. I always have since I was little, and the whole crystal phenomena. Now that everybody does it, I kind of felt like, damn, why didn't I do that back then? But it's just a thing of mine that I just love. I just love them, and I do collect them. I'll show them to you in a second. I do crystal grids, and I work with the moon, so I have a lot of moonology. I carry a lot of incense. I have the full moon. I also have the new moon, so I have my new moon incense. I sage every day because you got to cleanse your energy, right? Before the new moon, I go around the house and I either burn Palo Santo or dragon's blood or sage, white sage, just to cleanse around. And actually, my mom, as I recall, always would, like if we moved into somewhere new or something, into a house, or they felt something negative going on, whatever, my mom would burn sage, as far back as I could remember. So it's been a thing I've been aware of since I was little. And then as I just got older, my curiosity, because I'm a curious person, just grew. And with all the spirituality things going on in the universe and in the world today, I thought, I'm stepping up into a new level of awareness, and it would be great to illuminate this to other people so the world could be illuminated. I mean, that is the awakening, so to speak. And I would like to see if I could help. Even if I help one person, it's worth it. So after I listened to the Hedwig today, and she inspired me talking about the Akashic Records, I got in the mail this. I'm so excited about it. This is Metatron's Cube. I don't know if you could see it, but I wear it. And I also wear this, which is alchemy. So there's moldavite in it. I don't know how many of you know about moldavite, but it's a tektite. So it's believed to have like metaphysical qualities, but that it propels you into your life's purpose, right? So I've been wearing it for quite a while before moldavite was a thing. And again, in arrears, just like Merkabas is my thing. I have a collection of Merkabas. Let's see if I could pull one for you right here. This is a Merkaba. So a long time ago, before everybody knew what this was, I was reading my own angel cards because I used to do tarot cards just for the fun of it, right? So this is before tarot cards were a thing. And I had these oracle angel cards I have. And I was reading them because I would always read to myself. I do it for friends too and stuff. But in this particular reading, it said, pay attention to sacred geometry. And I'm like, sacred geometry? What is that? So I started doing research. I'm an avid researcher. Again, going back to I'm a curious person. So I started researching sacred geometry, and I come across this shape, right? It's a Merkaba. It looks like a star, like a 3D star. And I find out that in the book of Enoch, so Enoch is biblical. The book of Enoch actually never made it into the Bible, but it is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And Enoch was favored by God, and he was the only one like allowed to go see God, and the Merkaba was his vehicle to go see God. And so I was just fascinated by that, and I started collecting them, right? So I started collecting them, and back then, my mom, I gave her information about it because I'm always telling them weird stuff, and she got interested, and one day I'm just sitting in the living room, right? And she's like, stay right there. And whenever she would do that, I'd be like, that means she was seeing something and I don't know what she was seeing. And so she's like, stay right there. And she just like stares at me, and I'm like, what? And she's like, the Merkaba is above your head, and it's like just sitting there like glowing. And I'm like, whoa, I'm like totally enthralled by it and just mesmerized. But I don't have the gift to see things like that. Well, at least not yet. So I'm just like fascinated. And this has happened. It happened several times within a certain period of time. One day she said it was growing bigger and bigger in the middle of the living room. And I was like, damn, I wish I could see that. And then one day she said it woke her up in the middle of her sleep, right? And she said it woke her up and it was like multicolored. So the Merkaba is known to, like, you can activate it, and it's supposed to, it's the female and male, and they spin like this in opposite directions. But supposedly when you activate it, it'll spin till it like looks like a flying saucer. I've always been afraid to do that. I know there's a lot of people that say you could just activate it, but I did a lot of research. I don't know if that is such a good thing. I love to keep them, and I do believe they have like spiritual powers and stuff like that, but I'm always scared of activating it because I once read reviews, and people post stuff. And this girl said that she once activated hers and that she had a bad trip, I'm gonna say, right? I don't know if she was doing drugs, but whatever. She said that, it brought her into a different realm, and there was like bad stuff, and it freaked her out. So apparently, you got to be ready. You can activate it, but you got to be ready. That means like spiritually ready, clear of heart, mind, body, all that stuff. And I don't think I've ever felt prepared enough to do that. So it's always scared me, because I don't want to be like, diving into some realm that I'm not familiar with, even though when we sleep, we do have astral travel. And so we go to other places anyway. But the whole idea of what she said freaked me out, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not ready to do that. I don't feel that clear. Okay, I feel like I'm a good person, but I don't know, not that good. So anyway, I decided to start freaking doing this already, because I don't know what the hell I'm waiting for. Deborah did inspire me, which is the head witch. She's amazing. If you ever want to check out tarot, you got to check her out. And she actually sees spirit guides and stuff like that. So my Akashic readings are kind of like a learned thing. I learned how to do it. Yes, you got to get into another mindset and whatever. And what that is you go into these records. So the records are like an ethereal internet, right? It holds every single choice of every single incarnation of every single person and every single event. It's like the ultimate ethereal internet, right? The thing is, like, when you get on the internet and you do a search, right, you need the right terms to come up with the right information. Well, the modality that I learned has those terms, and I know how to go in. It's quite detailed, and it takes quite a while, but I could give a person a personal reading and find out, like, what, let's just say somebody keeps doing something in their life that just, why do I keep ending up in these bad relationships and blah blah blah. And reading the Akashic Records, you can actually find out, go back into their other incarnations, I'm going to say, and find out what negative choices that they made that are perpetuating today and creating problems for them. So you're created rather with an original soul, right? God makes you with certain gifts, and we're all individuals. We each have our own blueprint, right? So we are put on this earth to be abundant. We're not put on this earth to suffer, but we also are given the gift of choice. So every time you make a negative choice, right, and that could, what's negative for me might not be negative for you, or vice versa, right? Because it depends who you were meant to be at your soul's origination, who God meant for you to be, and what your divine gifts are, and what's your soul purpose, right? So every time you make a negative choice, you create a block or restriction. Kind of like if you would imagine like a kink, right? That misaligns your soul from your original blueprint, right? Well, think of how many times we've incarnated over and over, and all those negative choices that we've made that carry into the next life. And this is why a lot of times we're just like keep making the same mistakes over and over. And reading the Akashic Records, I can tell somebody like, whatever, I did my own, right? So I found out that I had a soulmate. Okay, so people think a soulmate is a good thing, right? So the soulmate is, I guess, what people will relate to as a twin flame, which is not a good situation. It's a toxic situation. And you wind up like, you make a contract with this person in a life, and you wind up like looking for each other thereafter in every incarnation, right? But it's a toxic situation, and you're there to teach each other lessons. And so I found out that I had a soulmate. I had already had a feeling of it, you know. I'm like, because I had this terrible relationship with, it was very toxic. I don't know how many people have dealt with addiction, but so my ex turned out to be an addict and I didn't know. And it brought me through a freaking rabbit hole. And talk about learning lessons. Whew. So I can actually go in. So now I find this information, right? I think it was like, if I recall, it was something like 8 or 11 lifetimes ago, right? I don't have my paperwork right here. I could tell you exactly, but I had made this contract with this person, and son of a gun, if that situation did not wind up following me into this lifetime and trying to get away from this person, and you just can't, you wind up going back to this person over and over again, even though they're hurting you, even though, you know, this toxic situation is occurring. And this is why, I mean, I finally was able to, you know, break free from that and look back into it, right? So now I have this insight and I have this new information. And so with this information on mine or anybody's, right? If I'm doing a reading for somebody, I can go back into their records and actually clear it, right? And help them to clear it. So this, what it does, it realigns your soul, right, to your blueprint, so that it's almost like a fresh start. The thing is, if you continue making the negative choices, you're going to still create the same blocks, and then it's just pointless, right? So the whole thing is to help somebody realize what they're doing that's creating these circumstances in their life that's not letting them be abundant and live the life that they want to live. And so I feel that what is the best way to actually bring out this information but to put myself out there and show everybody my own transformation, right? So, I mean, it has started, and so some of it, it's a progression for me, but I just wanted to throw it out there now that I feel inspired and I don't feel so inhibited like I was, because I was, and I just don't like taking pictures and stuff like that. I just feel awkward. So I hope that the information I provide can actually help somebody, and who knows who'll listen to it, right? At least I could share it, and that's the first step. But I'm so excited about this, and so here are my grids. Let me see if I can tilt my camera there. See, I have several grids going on. Those are crystal grids that I have, and yeah, let me see if I can bring this here. I'll show you my my collection of crystals. I love them. I love them. Here are my sacred geometry shapes. And here are my Merkabas. And I think I got a new one in the mail today. I can't wait to look. I just opened this and I got so excited that I'm like, oh my God, I got to show this. I haven't even finished opening it. I think I have the envelope here now. I left it in the kitchen. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited. And I hope to come back on here and give you more information, and maybe you know, just day by day you can follow it. I can feel it. It's happening. And I hope to be able to share it, to show people, not just tell them, right? Because you could talk to your blue in the face. Are people going to listen to you? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It depends. But when you show somebody what's actually happening in front of them, then it has more validity. That's what I feel anyway. So thank you for stopping by. I hope I didn't ramble on too fast, but I hope to come back and give you more information and share more of my life, and hopefully I can help people out there. That's my end goal. All right. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I hope you come back. Have a good night. Love. And don't forget, that eclipse new moon is a portal. It's your chance to make your intentions and make like your dream life happen. All right. It's like that extra zoom power, and you want that. You want that. Don't picture negative things. Don't say negative things in your mind, because really what you think becomes your reality, right? So think of all the things you want, all the things you want to be, how you want your life to be, because in the end, that's where you want to go, right? So make it happen. Make it happen. When I come back, I will share with you. I'll try to come back like on Saturday is a big day, so I'll share some of my rituals and my affirmations with you, and maybe somebody might find that interesting. All right. Have a good night. Bye.